through a very happy phase, and lately we had seen our national awards, and one film that really nation loved it and got so many awards was The Last Show. And I'm joined by Mr. Siddharth Roy Kapur, who helmed the film. So Siddharth, congratulations for the so many national awards that your film, The Last Show, has got. What's the feeling like?
Thank you so much. It's a wonderful feeling. Nothing can compare to the feeling that you get when your own nation honors you with the sort of love and affection that the film got from audiences, then at the Academy Awards, and then for it to be topped off with the national awards, which is the highest honor in the country, is a great feeling for the entire team. We feel very privileged and very proud.
Well, it was a regional film. It was a Gujarati film, so it's a feather in the cap is that a regional film is making a mark on the international circuits. What do you feel about internationally our regional cinema's potential? Since the film is not a mainstream language film, not a Hindi film, but a Gujarati film, what do you think The Last Show has that potential? More and more regional cinema content for the international circuits.
I think Last Film Show has the benefit of being just seen as an Indian film around the world. Because when, films out of India are watched worldwide, uh, I mean, most people don't really understand Hindi versus regional languages anyway, right? So they're just seeing it as a piece of cinema that's coming out of India, regardless of the language. And that puts you on a level playing field versus, ironically, in India, regional languages tend to get a little bit underwhelmed by the larger languages in the country like Hindi, Tamil, Telugu, etc. The other regional cinema tends to get a little bit of the short end of the stick. But internationally, it's seen purely as an Indian film. And that's the beauty of subtitles, right? And the beauty that the language is not known anyway. So I think from that perspective, our film got a lot of love and attention internationally. The fact that it was on the shortlist of the Academy Awards, which was only the fourth Indian film to ever make it that far, just shows you that it's important for us in India to send the best Indian film that year, regardless of which language it's from.
You create content since really long time. You're expert in creating content, managing content. How do you see Indian content is going to, especially in the so-called OTT arena, and now we compete with the best of international world? How do you see this content coming right now, and how we lack or we are really good in this?
I think it's a wonderful time for creators in India right now, from writers to directors to producers to artists, because your work is now being seen around the world. In the past, we used to struggle with theatrical distribution because that involves a lot of time and effort in getting local language distributors in every country to watch your film and then considered worthy of going to the cinemas. But today, at the snap of a finger, you're in 180 countries around the world, and then you're being watched with the biggest and best shows and movies from around the world on the same platform. I think it's a massive opportunity and a massive challenge. I think we should look at it as both, that we now get to be on a level playing field in that sense. And we should take that up as a challenge. And we should look at it as let's put our best foot forward because this is a time for India to really show what we're made of. When it comes to storytelling and creativity, I think we're not behind anyone else. We're right up there with the rest of the world. I suppose when it comes to technology and budgets, that's something that we're still trying to catch up on. But I do think that with innovation, with creating incredible ideas, stories that are unique and that haven't been told, we can overcome what we lack in technology and what we lack in budget.
When we talk of Academy Awards, you know what, Satyajit Ray was the first Indian to ever get a recognition. But genuinely, there hasn't been any significant contribution from India in the Academy Awards. And I heard that you have been, if you could confirm the news that you are part of the jury, going to be part of the jury of the Academy Awards as well. How do you think India can really strongly make a mark on Academy Awards scene as well?
To start with, I think it's great that more and more of us are being invited to be a part of the Academy. That gives us a chance to be able to actually tell the India story to the world as well. And the Academy is considered to be the most prestigious branch of active artists, producers, creators around the world, which has an institutionalized setup. So it's great that more and more Indians are now being invited to be a part of the Academy, and I'm again very proud and honored to be one of them. I think as we go forward, the India story will unfold and unfold pretty spectacularly on the global stage. The way that the last decade was the Korean decade, you had Korean pop, you had Korean movies, you had Korean food, you had Korean soap operas capture the imagination of the world. I think India's time has come, and the next few years will bear that out. Our creators are ready to be put up there with the best in the world.
Siddharth sir, another feather in your cap is that your web series, your show Rocket Boys, both season 1 and 2, that showcase the story of Indian in astronaut the history. That one important aspect that Homi Baba created, the whole long format talked about it, and coincidentally, we just witnessed a very historical moment of Chandrayaan making Indians proud across the universe. So how was that feeling like creating that content with so it's aptly was at the right time?
You're right. I think it couldn't have come at a better time, just on the eve of the mission that we made to the moon, which was, a mission that India made for the first time, and the first global, sort of navigation to the south pole of the moon. I think it's incredible that we managed to do it, and it was so apt that the lander was called the Vikram lander, and that, like, it was named after Vikram Sarabhai, because he was really the one who started off, the entire mission that we have, and the fact that he inspired so many scientists and so many bureaucrats and so many leaders to believe that India should have a space program, especially at a point of time when, just after independence, of course, the focus was really on roti kapda or makan. I mean, it was really all about that. But he was able to say that, along with that, we need to feel pride in our country as well, and so we should have a space program because we have the brains to do it. And he was able to inculcate the discipline of doing it in the most economical way possible, which is why, as we like to say, we sent up the rocket to the moon at half the cost of Nolan movies like Interstellar. And so a lot of the credit really goes to greats like Homi Baba and Vikram Sarabhai, and we're so privileged to have been able to tell their story to so many Indians who had only heard of these great heroes but did not really know exactly what they had accomplished and how we stand on their shoulders today as a nation.
Well, you're already basking in the glory of all your projects, but what next? Looking forward from you and your team.
We've got a film which is a thriller with Shahid Kapoor that begins in October. We start shooting in October. We've got Pippa, which is based around the 71 Bangladesh war, the story of siblings on the front lines, that will release in a few months. We've got a film that goes straight onto Disney Hotstar, which used to earlier be called Baskaro Auntie, but will have a new title and that will be announced soon. That will release towards the end of September. We've got a film called Wo Ladki Hai Kahan with Taapsee Pannu and Prateek Gandhi. Really fun film that will release in the next few months as well. So there's lots going on at our end.
Congratulations once again, Siddharth sir, for you and your team for making India proud with this achievement. Congratulations for the national award for your project, and all the best for all your forthcoming projects. Such a pleasure to talk to you.
Thank you so much. Thank you.